What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video, we're creating a sketch illustration of a wolf. For this lesson, I'm going to start with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil like I do with all my other drawings. Now I like to use this pencil, this mechanical pencil, just because it's a little bit sharper and I don't have to keep sharpening my pencil all the time. So we're going to start by breaking down the drawing with the head. So I'm not going to be talking through this entire lesson. I'm just going to show you and demonstrate how I draw this. So we'll start with our guidelines first. If you're joining me for the first time, you'll know that I'd like to draw and start off with some guidelines and usually a circle in the middle. So just adding these marks of equal distance from the center and just closing that off with a curve. And again, these guides don't have to be perfect or dark because we'll eventually erase these out. And then just finding the center point of the eyes, halfway between the center and the outside of our circle. Just going to mark this off. Add a circle just to define the size of the eyes, so like that. I'm going to be doing this quite rough. I don't want to get too detailed or spend too much time in one area specifically. It's because I'm going to just modify the shapes as we go. Let's push the nose down right about here at the bottom of our circle. Just going to square that off. And the mouth just comes underneath the nose with a little gap. And the mouth going out and then up towards the bottom of our circle. And again, we can always come back and just modify the shape if we need to. Let's go to the side of our circle. It's going to slope the head coming down the side and then bend that in towards the side of the mouth. Adding a little bit of detail as we go. Now right here, we're going to add a gap in between the ears. Just going to angle this down along the base of the ears. And point the ears going up towards the top. Just round up the side. Now from that circle, we're just going to beef out the fur. So in between the ears along the top, out along the side of the head. I want to bring this down and in towards a point. I'm going to also turn the head slightly over. A couple folds across and down the back. Let's just add those layers of fur underneath, just like that. Now we've got the rough sketch in. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see a bit better. Right here. Okay. And then I'm going to go back and just lightly erase some of these guidelines. I don't want to erase everything because I still need to be able to see some of those guides. Now, I'm going to go back and start adding a second level of detail. Start with the eyes again. I can redefine the size of the iris. And a small circle in the center for the pupil. I'm going to add that trim around the eyes. Start with that point along the side. Bring this down and in. Go back and just lightly darken up that area around the eyes. And a little bit of fur detail inside. Right here, it's going to work our way down towards the nose. So let's curve the nose along the top. A bit more shape. And add in the nostrils. Mouth. I'm going to add a fur texture around the side of the head. Just pulling this around. Again, not getting too detailed with this. Go back and add some patchwork around the eyes. You can see I'm almost like scribbling this detail in. Not too worried about the cleanliness of my lines. Here, starting to add some fur around the side of the head. Just building this out. Go back and just clean this up again. And I want to zoom in closer just so we can get into the details of the face. Now I'm going to switch my pencil. Let's go to a 0.9 millimeter. Just a little bit fatter, get a little bit more contrast, and start adding some shape and detail to the eyes. So I'm just going to pull the eyelid down on top of the eyes, and then just trace out the bottom. I'm just going to darken up the pupil, and shade the top of the eyes, and just fade that down about halfway. I'm just going to darken up that inside trim and then just blend that out. I'm just going to texture in some fur going around the eye, so we're just working our way out. So I'm going to add a few dark patches. And just working our way down. you can see above the top of the nose, we added a little bit of a bevel. So we just want to darken up the bottom of the nose. Just bring that up to that bevel. And that's where we're going to place a highlight. Darken up the side and fade that in towards the middle. I'm just going to pull some of that fur going up, just up above the nose. Darken up that fur just underneath the nose. From the mouth, just darken this up first. Just pull that up. Chin. I'm just going to darken up the bottom and then fade that up. Zoom back out. Get a little bit more of the head. Now I'm going to add some layers of fur around the cheeks. I'm just going to layer on some thicker fur along the side of the brow and just pulling this in with short lines. And this is where we start modifying the shape of the head. So now we're just going to work our way around the side. Just bringing that fur down in towards the point. And let's pull this back a little bit more. Focus that in. Now you just want to darken up the fur just underneath the chin. Just adding a little bit more texture, coming down. You probably want to switch to a different pencil to add some more texture and shading. So let's go to our 2mm. Now I'm going to use the side edge and just darken up that shadow. This will also help add some texture inside. I'm also going to add that patch some lighter or darker fur in the middle, going up across the center of the brow, underneath the eye. Now we're just going to brush that fur around the eye, along the top of the brow. Okay, and then we'll go back. And this is back to our 0.9. I'm just going to carry that fur texture in towards those shadow areas. A smaller pencil, 0.7, and add some fine details. I want to also darken up that stripe of fur on the bottom, so I'm just going to feather this out across the bottom and top. I want to layer in some thick fur texture above the brow. I want to work with the curve of the head. So going out towards the side with these short lines. And again, just adding that detail of that fur inside the ears. You see, I'm just sweeping some of that fur in towards that white area. We don't have to go all the way through. So I get the impression of the fur and the direction. Do the same thing on the right side. Again, just carrying that dark shadow in across the fur. At the end, I can just go back and just darken up my contrast. Also adding a little bit more detail. We're getting pretty close to the end of our drawing. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. This is more of a showcase than a lesson today, but I hope you learned something from this. Just by watching someone draw, you can actually pick up a few tips. That's sort of how I learned how to draw, is watching my father draw, or my mother. They were both artists. Okay, let's wrap this up right about here. Now with all your drawings, I always encourage you to sign your artwork and date it. Just going to sign that, just clean that up. And there we have it. There's today's masterclass drawing of a wolf. I want to thank you again for joining me today, and we'll continue to do this over the weeks. If you have any requests, you could just drop it in the comments below. And also, if you have any questions about my art or my process, I'd like to do a little bit of a Q&A during our drawing sessions. Until next time, I'll sign off and I'll see you in the next one.